Listen. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Oh. Get that out of there. Ooh, let me tell you something. I'm playing with fire today. Hey, everybody. It's your boy, Maddie Rant. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I don't have a necklace. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Moon prism pout. No, let me not do all that. But listen, it's better. There we go. It's your boy, Maddie Rant. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It is a rant report today, but this is an album edition. There have been some new albums that I was looking forward to that were dropped recently, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. Best tracks, whether it's worth a listen to or not, plus hot topics to follow. So we're going to about maybe 1 hour to a 90-minute episode today, and I hope you have a good time. Do believe that I am fully prepared to get into our conversation about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 9 tomorrow. I have posted my reaction on Patreon. That's a part of my list of things I need to say, so I'll just go ahead and plug it now. I do reactions on Patreon for as low as $1. Check it out. But I'm going to do the review on YouTube tomorrow around the normal scheduled time. That roast was great. We're going to talk about that lip sync. You better believe I texted her. I had to text her. I was like, oh, no, for me, I need to ask. I don't know what you can tell me, but let me tell you what I saw. You did that. But listen, we'll talk about that Saturday. You already know Sunday will, of course, be the panel episode. But check this out, y'all. I will be posting a edited review of episode 2 and 3 of House on Fire. Shout out to World of Wonder for sending me the copy in the first episode. They asked me to promote it, and I'm most certainly going to be doing that because it is a great show. Check it out. AJ followed me on Twitter, and I was like, wait a minute. And I saw Tati like the post, and then also like House on Fire. You know, I saw some of the retweets and back and forth, so I appreciate them for pushing my video forward. If you haven't seen my House on Fire episode 1 video, check it out. It's the only live I'm going to do for the series. The next episodes, for as long as the series is up on World of Wonder, I'm going to be doing edited pieces, and it's going to be quick fire, a good nasty fun time, you know, the old school days, like how I used to do it. So how I used to do it is where we're going to go. So I'm excited to bring back some of the old edited videos, but I'm still going to keep the live videos in force. And also check out my shorts. I got invited to a restaurant. Shout out to Citizens of Montrose. I appreciate brunch. Thank you for treating a, you know, an influencer like me. But I had a great brunch. Honestly, the food lived up to the expectation, and you can check out my short. It's really a good time, and I see that YouTube is appreciating that I'm incorporating more content into my channel. I get it. I also found out why my views were down. Apparently, I was also being put in a different category of videos, and I had to go through my YouTube studio. Over 37 videos that had nothing to do with gaming were in the gaming category. Normally, it just adjusts it to how I have it, like for all the videos, which is people and blogs, sometimes entertainment. But I found out that the last couple of gaming videos I did, YouTube had switched up the categories for my videos. So, of course, that was an issue. So now we have fixed that, and I'm going to be a lot more on top of those things to make sure the videos are labeled correctly here. So there you go. All right. At Maddie Rants everywhere except for Twitter. Yeah, I'm calling it that, which is at the Maddie Rants. You can find that all in the About section, just like my Patreon link that I talked about. Check my reactions there. Also, bookable on Cameo and merch available at dragqueenmerch.com. I'm going to talk about them today. Yeah, we're going to talk about these albums because Maddie had a good, nasty listen. If I talk about your favorites, I'm not even going to read this. I'm just going to tell you how I feel. You can read this. I've read this many times, but hear me out. I do not mean anything personally against your favorite. I don't mean anything personally against anybody else's favorite. If your favorite gets brought up today and you feeling some kind of way, seek Jesus. BetterHelp.com. We're grown. We can have different opinions. Strap on in. I'm going to say mines. Love you down, but chill. All right. I should put that into words too. I mean, on paper, not paper, but a cue card up there. But you know what I mean. I want to have fun today. We're going to talk about it. I was surprised by a lot and also not so much by others. We'll get there. If you want to drop a tippy poo in my jar, please and thank you. PayPal.me/Rants, Cash App Rants, and Venmo Maddie Rants. Thanks for being here today. Let me make sure I get all this posted up. We're going to start with Brat first. We're going to get to Dopamine, and then we're going to talk about Timeless. I have been a Kaytranada fan since At All days, okay? Like the early days. And I am going to gush over his body of work because, again, that man can produce literally the sound that is playing in my head most of the time in my life. But Charli XCX dropped her album Brat, and apparently it is the top rated album on Metacritic right now with a 94. It beat Beyonce's at 91, which was the highest rated female album currently out right now. And now Charli XCX has gone over this, okay? I will weigh in on if that is the truth, Ruth, or if that is overhyped. Also, with Normani, Norman Bates, the album we've been waiting so very long for has finally dropped. Well, I don't know about we, but some of you have been waiting very long for. And I will say initially, I am pleasantly surprised. Jason, I would never utter that in my life, but I love that's your opinion and you can stick to it. If it happens, I will hate her. And I'm just going to tell you that now. As a Beyonce fan, oh yes, I will hate her. I will be viciously upset because I'm just going to say absolutely not. But we're going to get there. Then, of course, like I said, with Kaytranada, we'll talk about some other hot topics too. We'll get wherever we need to go. So again, let's have a good time today. But we're going to start with Brat. All right, so Charli XCX, who has been behind so many different artists' sounds, honestly, written for a lot of the girls that y'all live and breathe for, and some people who I think currently in the music industry are trying to borrow their sound right now, who also starts with the C. Can I be real? Camilla... Is Camilla going to drop an album that sounds just like this, but with I'm going to try to throw a little hip hop in here and give you my Miley Cyrus when she was black and then took it back era? Like, is that what's going to happen? Because when I listened to this and then I heard, you heard the Camilla song, right? That lady, the wig, that's fine, whatever. She's still with that gay man. Either way. When I heard her music and then I heard Brat, I was like, are we about to get this? Is this going to be that? Because to me, her style has changed up a little bit. It's really weird. But to Charli XCX, I have been a fan of her music. To me, personally, Charles over here made the fancy song. If we really want to go there. Who that? That one missing link lady that was up there that spits like a Tasmanian devil with her black scent all in her TI made me this way era. Okay. I would never want to claim somebody that possibly had bodies going across the state. Let me stop. That's not funny. Like every time I hear Iggy Azalea rap, I assume she's Porky Pig and doing the outro for every Looney Tunes episode. That's all, folks. It's very that with Tasmanian Devil energy episode kind of tease. Y'all can say what you want to about her, but I'm not featuring Miss Mama who called the gays for a little bit of clout and it didn't really work in her favor. And then now here we are. Where is she? Who is she? Anyway, why am I talking about her? Charli XCX. Let's talk about Brat. Brat was good. Brat's a good album. It's not my favorite album of the year, but I can see why a lot of people like it. To me, this is where we're going to have a difference in opinions. This lady can't sing, and I don't think she claims to be a singer, but she has a pen, and it's fun. It's light, and it's also deep at times too. Like, there is a song in particular on this album that really pulled me together. Like, sobbed a tad bit. Had to listen to it again to make sure I understood the words correctly, because I was like, oh, I have been here. That was me, like, literally last week. So I got to give Charlie some love and some coots here. And I do have some songs that I have been listening to consistently that I like a whole lot, a lot, a lot. Hold on a second here. Let me see if I need to answer this real quick. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I have a package that was delivered. Let me grab it real quick. And then also, that phone call was funny because it's like, really. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Apologies. My original charging block, I guess, blew up on me last night and scorched my carpet. I had to clean my carpet up, and luckily it doesn't look like a fire happened. But in the middle of the night, that little charging block station I've been using, I don't know what happened, and I'm glad I woke up, because low key my apartment would have been on fire, and that would have been a mess. But I legit woke up to, and I'm like, what is that? Like cats, everybody's up. I was like, what the hell? And sure enough, the charger, I guess, fell over from the top of it, or from my nightstand. There we go. Fell and landed on the carpet, and whatever the charger that was there, when it hit like that, pow, pow, that's what happened. So very much could have had my carpet on fire, all that kind of stuff. Glad I woke up to that. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. But that scared the mess out of me, because the other day when I was doing that live, it happened during the video, but y'all may go back and watch again during my House on Fire live. You may hear a pop that happened, and that was the block. And I looked at it like, well, I can't stop this episode right now, so let me keep going here. But there you go. Yes, the Timeless album is from Kaytranada. That's the one, because we're going to talk about Kaytranada today too. Oh, hold on a second here. Let me make sure I have all my notes up so I can talk about Brat. Yeah, Glow. Sorry. That song is everything. I like Glorilla. Bitch, Glorilla kind of choose, baby. Yeah, Timeless is a great album. If you haven't heard it yet, if you've never gotten to the Kaytranada feels of it, you need to go. You need to get on board. I've been a part of his fan club for quite some time. Let me see here. I just want to see if this is the right one. Yay. Okay. Whew. We got a new power strip. As a content creator, you know what I'm talking about with needing a lot of these, because everything's plugged in. All right, there we go. Let's get to Brat. I have a few songs I like, but the first song I want to talk about is the one that emotionally got me together, and I was not prepared for how much I was going to like the song. I actually was listening to it before we started this live today. I was texting Bleeker about this. Let me go to my text with Bleeker. It's the And I Might Say Something Stupid. That song. And I might say something stupid. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. That song, I was like, now, Charlie, for the short amount of time that song was, emotionally broke me. I was like, oh, wow, this lady is literally speaking to me. Like, this lady is speaking to me. I can't. It's not my favorite song on the album, but that's the one that, like, shook me to the core. And I was like, okay, hold on now. That it was very light. It seemed fluffy. It seemed like we would listen to that song in some sort of indie movie. You know what I mean? Like during those scenes when it's like this really heartbreaking situation right after a huge argument and everyone's like going their way. That's the song that's playing. Like the person who made the bad decision and they're contemplating something like awful. It's a lot. It's a lot. But that one right there, that one did it for me. Ooh, Drewski, good question. Is it 360 or 365? You want to know the one that I downloaded? 365. I don't know why I preferred 365. It felt like it was a little bit faster. It felt like it was a little bit more upbeat for me, and I enjoyed the vibe of that a little bit better, even though to me it's pretty much the same damn song. It's just 365 did what needed to be done. Like 360 was cute, and I was like, oh, okay. But when 365 came up, I was like, oh, why is this? Okay, this is me. I was like, oh. I wanted to start dancing. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to pull up my list so I can go by the songs that I liked. I'm not going to talk about the ones that I didn't care for or the ones that, was like, whatever. Like, that's not here. I'm just giving you the ones that sold me on the project, right? Because I've never listened to a Charlie XCX album until today. And then, yesterday is when I was listening to this. And then I listened to some of her older work because I was like, okay, let me look at some of her, discography. I'm like, oh, she did that song. Oh, she said that song. Oh, she said that. That was me. I was like, oh, I didn't know she did that song. I like that song. Oh, I already have this song. It's very much that feeling for me. Come on now, Matthew. Sorry, I have a playlist for my fighting games, and I had to put her on my fighting game list because her music for this album is very Tekken friendly. Because I was playing the other day and I had Club Classics come on. Beating somebody up to Club Classics is a vibe. You're not prepared. Like legit hitting on an entire super rage art right at the right beat. Oh, please. It's disgusting. All right, so here we go. These are my favorite songs from the album, the ones I download, the ones that are on my tracks, the ones I will be playing over and over again. It's going to be Club Classics. I like the beginning of the song more than the end of it, but it's still a bop regardless. But that beginning when it's here Club Classics and then here Club Classics. I was like, okay. Talk is a bop. I like Talk. That's a good one. My favorite song, and I think y'all are going to be excited because I see it in the chat, is B2B. That's my favorite. Yep. B2B is nasty. B2B is that girl. Like she chews. I want to hear her in the club. Oh, she knocks. That baby knocks. I was like, okay, this is me. I was like, oh, let me hear this in the club. I would chew it up. Chew it up. That was the first initial yes and then some. Thank you. Okay, girl, I get it. Like this is okay, girl, I get it. But when I got the deluxe version of the album, which is Brat, and it's the same, but then there's 3 more songs to it, I had to change my list up a little bit. Because B2B was giving it to me, but something about Guess in Spring Breakers, I don't know what it is, especially the second part of Spring Breakers when that beat changes. Ah! It's a bop. So here's the thing. A lot of her lyrics to me they don't really hit the nerve for everything for me personally. I hear a lot of beat with the sound go, mix, everything in my wrist go, click, like that. I hear a lot of that, but in other songs, I'm listening and I'm like, okay, I hear this vibe. I see what we're talking about. I see where we're going with this. So for it to be so critically acclaimed, I receive that. I get it, especially with the generation that is really enthralled with her, whether it's mine or the younger generation or whatever. Oh, yeah, she makes a lot of sense. I would prefer this to be y'all's queen over stiff knees motherfucking McGee up there looking like a mop with a blonde wig on. But that's y'all's take on life. Y'all can worship that witch, but it's okay. Okay. This one though, I'm like, okay, she's a vibe. She's a vibe. Is it crazy that if I didn't know who she was, and I looked at this picture and someone just said an artist released Brat, I would have assumed this was somewhat Lord because they look almost alike, but not really. But maybe it's just the dark hair and the vibe kind of thing. I don't know. But I don't listen to Lord like that. I know people like Lord. I just it sounds like she's almost about to throw up. Like I can't do it for me. It's all right, but mm-mm, mm-mm. Did I like Girl Is So Confusing? I think I didn't get into that one. Oh, Von Dutch. That was the other one I liked. I recently listened to that and I was like, okay, this one is actually hitting it for me. I hope not. Lord, oh Lord, yeah, yeah, yeah. I am Lord. Oh my God, I can't. I am Lord, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, but again, back to the Brat album. Is it a listen? Is it something that I would recommend as somebody who's more inclined to R&B and sort of like lounge club music versus, club very club music? No, this is good. It's a good album. I think it has a song for everybody on here. I like a little bit of this beat. She can get kind of nasty. Guess is that girl. Is it Guess? Guess what the number? Guess what the color of my underwear? Is it pink? Is it da 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 da? I don't know why that one like gives me what I need. That one gives me what I need too. Like I think it's the beat. The beat with Guess, and it's also very simple. It's not too like heavy. It's just kind of like a little bit nasty. Can you guess the color of my underwear? I felt I would like to perform that one. So yeah, I recommend Brat. I don't know about no 94, but I get it why everybody is living and breathing for it right now. And Charlie's that girl. So I got you, Charles. I got you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dopamine. Oh, Normandy. Baby, the girls have been dragging you for quite some time. They said she's going to release a single, never an album. So many problems with this being released, so many setbacks. And we finally got here. We finally got here. Is Dopamine worth a listen? I'll give you one song alone. One alone. That is proof you need to listen to this album, because I will be the first one to tell you I wasn't expecting a goddamn thing. I was ready to go into this hearing forehead and knees, forehead and knees, nose, maybe ears, touching toes, if you please. I thought I was going to hear some bullshit. Nope. Didn't happen. I liked it. Is it a good first run? Yes. It's a good first run. Is it the greatest thing I've ever heard? No. Is there a lot of songs that remind me of other artists, in particular Aaliyah? Yes. I heard so many songs that reminded me of Baby Girl, and I was just sitting here like, not vocally wise, but sort of like this essence of the way that she's writing the song right now, and the way that what is the song I'm talking about? Let me go ahead and bring up this album. Okay. The one song I'm going to recommend to start, or at least to get you into the vibe of what Dopamine, I guess, is giving, it's Insomnia. Insomnia is everything. That song is a bop, 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 bop. Can relate, can relate, can relate. I can relate. I'm gonna drop my water. I bet when I tell you, that's a lot of my life. When I tell you, so many people be like, they ghost you and they come back real quick and they try to make come. Oh my God. I was like, you're speaking to me, sis. You're speaking to me. Brandy was Insomnia. That must be why it sounds so damn good and why I like it. Hold on. Sorry, I needed to answer this. Uh that was the one that kind of pulled me in, and I said, okay, for sure, I'm liking this. But I was listening to it on what's the word I'm looking for here? I was listening to it on shuffle, and I didn't want to do that. So let me get into the songs that I liked after I listened to it front to back, because it needs to be front to back. I couldn't do shuffle. Shuffle, it wasn't giving me what I wanted. I was like, I don't know if I like all this. And some of the songs I didn't even get to listen to because on shuffle it didn't sound like they went together. So I said, let me do beginning to end. Here we go. Big Boy's not for me. That's not my song. That's not for me. Maybe for somebody else, not for me. I'm into All Yours. All Yours, Lights On, Insomnia, Candy Paint, Tantrums. Yep, that's it. Those are the ones. Tantrums, Candy Paint, Insomnia, Take My Time, Lights On, All Yours. Yep, that's it. Yeah, All Yours, Lights On, Take My Time, Insomnia. That whole little run, I was here for. Candy Paint, Stop That Grip. I was like, 159, Distance, Tantrums pulled me. I was like, ooh, whoa, you're good. That's my kind of sound right there. Bring it in. Bring it in. That's a pretty good amount of songs I would like out of an album with 13 tracks on it, Normani. So for me, who is very critical of music, I said this was a successful run because I was shocked. Yeah, Big Boy don't do what Candy Paint does, though. And Candy Paint, this is what you have to do with Candy Paint. Because the first time I heard it, I was annoyed with the beginning. Because I was like, oh God, it's going to be this the whole song. When the rest of the instrumental hits, I was like, oh, fall, bitch. Oh. No, don't fall. You are expensive. Come back. When the rest of the instrumental hits, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, we're in there. I didn't like 159. I couldn't get into it. I was like, Big Boy was like, it's not for me. Not for me. But then the other songs, I was like, okay, I like this. Give me the solo features, Miss Girl. You doing what needs to be done. Yeah. So let me see here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 13. So the majority of the album was a bop for me. Did I like still? Hold on. I need to listen to that one more time because I just finished doing my quick run through. Muting myself so I don't get in trouble. Sure did. Wait. Why is that not on my playlist? I think I was rushing this when I was listening to some of this. So yeah, it was still tipping on fofos for me. That's Houston, baby. You're gonna sell me with that already? Like, what are we talking about? Yeah. Some of the songs may be too short, possibly, if we're going to give some criticism here. Some of the songs I do feel like could have easily, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of them sounded the same, and some of them sounded better than the ones that did sound the same, if that makes any sense. Okay. So the ones I didn't mention, I didn't care for because it was like, like I heard that. Like I wasn't interested in hearing Wild Side again. That's been for so long ago, right? And she also has a different way of how she approaches music with the way she does her singing like the way she sings is so interesting. Like she'll play lightly with her words, and then she'll like get it, sort of try to go into these longer extended runs, and then get really, sharp and very playful, very airy. I don't know. I like Normani, and I'm glad this, her album didn't disappoint me. I am not a fan of her initial singles that led up to this. I was one of those people that was against Miss Mama dancing in the street, doing the full bit. Here we go, tick, 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 all that bullshit. No shade. I've never been a fan of the singles. So I did not have expectations coming into this album. I'm also a guy who can admit I normally do not like the singles on albums that come out because I'm like, that's for them. I like the things for me. Yeah, Motivation was never to me. It was like, okay, we're pushing it, and then I was worried the whole album was going to sound like that, and I'm kind of glad that they waited for this to come out because if it had been all kinds of Motivation, hated it. So here's the thing: is this worth a listen? Is this worth a skip? Is Normani? It's worth a listen. Proud. It's not bad at all. It is not a bad album. There are songs that you can find that are going to give you what you need. There are. You may skip a couple, but you are going to have at least one that's going to give you what you need, whether it was an old song like Wild Side or whether it's something that is current on the album now, it is there. So for a first initial effort, I have to give her coots and appreciate it. And I will be listening to her former bandmate, Charles in Charge. I don't know why I said in Charles. Camila Cababos album whenever that pops out because I have to now that I've heard Normani's. I'm like, okay, let me hear that other lady because the girls were talking shit online and it's only fair. But yeah, it's fine. It's good. Soulful Dog, I agree. I would like to see a deluxe version. I'm hoping that if she does a deluxe version, she may do some remixes of certain songs. The next person who I'm about to talk about right now, I think she needs to work with and do some sort of mixture of music with. I think Kaytranada and Normani need to do some songs. The way she sings, her range is right in his alley of people he likes to work with, not to say it's limited, but they're very soft vocally, not heavy girls with the wind and the pipes, right? Soft, good vocals. So solid effort. I'm giving it a B. If anything, if I would say compared to Brat for me would be like A-, B+, more A- because it shocked me a little bit. And there were a lot of songs that I had to legit put on my list of, okay, I got to listen to this again. And it's also good fighting game music. And if you give me some music I can pump a beat to or drop a little dip, I'm there. But for Normani, for me not to have any expectations, I was ready to go, girl, this is hot garbage. Like that little light-skinned, bobble-headed gingerbread lady. Y'all know who I'm talking about. This is how I rap. Goddamn, got a pamper booty on slap. Like what? No, boo her. But this, yeah, I'm gonna give her a B, a good B. It's nice, and I think she should be proud of this body of work. I hate it took so damn long. I want to know what the fucking issue was. Remember this happened to SZA, and she had an album that took forever. I mean, I think twice this happened, but an album that took forever to come out, and they were like holding her up and stuff like that. You don't know the inner workings that goes into that, but at the same time, by word of mouth and us as the consumer, we sometimes distance ourselves, and then the hype goes away, and then they drop their body of work, and then it's not well received, and then it's who's to blame. And we really have to look at the label and who is in charge of running this show, because what was the problem? Did you not like the album? I want to hear what the other version of this properly sounded like for real, though. That's what I wanted to. I'm sorry, but Dopamine sounds straight from 2018. C-. Thank you for paying for that C-. I appreciate it, Miss Flores. Thank you. I'm giving it a B. I liked some music from the 2018 era, but for me, this is some singles I'd listen to often. Maybe not everything, but I did have to save some music though. That's all. I was here for it. So, hey, go ahead, Normani. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Become part of this Rant Pack family. If you want to drop a tippy poo in my jar, hit that PayPal.me /Rants. Catch up to Simon Rants, Rants. Appreciate you for being here today. We're talking about albums right now. And I got a poll up to see what album that you are fucking with right now. So much. Why did I have to swear? We've got Wow, favorite album today. Dopamine currently at 38, Brat at 34, Timeless at 9%, and 19% for another one. But yeah, I would say Brat's got my A minus for me. It was pretty good. It's not every song was great, but it was a fun listen for my first time. So I left with a smile. And I give a B for Normani because while this took a long ass time, I also appreciated the work, and there are certain songs that I'm like, ooh, I'm definitely gonna listen to again. It's funny, Gutter Snipe. You mentioned Tove Lo. Hold on. It's so funny you mentioned them. Let me see. It's so funny you mentioned them. I listened to the EP. Favorite songs on the EP were Heat. That beat is nasty. And Busy Girl. Those are the ones for me. So I love that you brought that up because I was like, should I include that? I don't know. It's just an EP. But now that you mention it, yes. Listen to it, liked it. Those were the two. All right. So moving on. If you are not listening to Kaytranada, you have not been blessed with the vibrations of excellent music. This man can pull together the greatest kind of sounds, honey. I don't know how to describe his music to you. For me, he's very much when I go to a lounge or like a bar area that gives off a very good vibe. The scene is very much right. The drinks are hitting and need to be done. It's an intimate dance floor and not overcrowded, and it's not hot and musty, and it's just right. You leave and you go home feeling your shit. That is Kaytranada's music for me. That is the ride home, a long ride home, windows down, hitting 75 on the freeway, baby, and that beat is nasty. Like, I love his music so much. If you want to get to know more about Matty Rants, this is one of my favorite artists on the planet, and I've been listening to his music for such a long time. Okay, so I'm going to give you some of my favorite songs from Timeless. He's worked with some of these people before, but there are a few in general that I'm like, okay, you really need to hear this song. So this one called Weird by Durand, that's with Kaytranada featuring Durand Bernard. So good. Dance, 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 Dance is great. That's like a song I would listen to in the shower. Feel Away featuring Don Tolliver. A vibe. Video by Raven Lene. And he's worked with Raven before. Love Raven with Lene. Yes. That's Video is such a Video is such a good song. It's such a good song. But Don Richard with Hold On. And you all know Dawn, okay? From Dandy's Gay, Dawn been out here doing her solo shit. Hold On is a very good song. I highly recommend it. More Than a Little Bit with Tinashe is everything. And Snap My Finger with Pink Panthers. Those are the bops. Lover Friend is it. I See You, Lamores. That's a good one too, especially when it gets towards the end. Can I tell you what my favorite one is? And it's always the ones that don't feature anybody, and it just sort of is him playing with like music and getting the beat going and all that shit. You're gonna gag. My favorite is Please Babe. Please Babe gives me what I need. Oh my god! I can't. Please get into Kaytranada. Please Babe is that girl. That is such a nasty mix of music. That bass is so disgusting. Oh my god, so good. So good. Whew, so good. It's funny that Pink Panthers had made a whole statement about not wanting to make songs longer than like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or whatever because people don't have the attention spans. And yet she's on a song on this album that's 3 minutes and 21 seconds. And it sounds really good. A 3 minute and 21 second song. I wish people didn't say everything that they wanted. You sound dumb. You stand there with your bang on your head and your little velour tracksuits. What the fuck is up? Like, I like no shade to her, but what are you talking about? One of my biggest gripes is the short songs. That was one of our big issues with Beyonce with the Black is King album in reference to the song she did with Kendrick Lamar. Nile. Can you believe that song was so short? And it was just getting good too. That in yeah, like don't give us no more short music. And then also Wavy by SZA. That song could have been 3 minutes. That was a 55-second little interlude. Wavy boy, tell me that you're wavy. Like that song is everything. Like, yeah, like please. Nile was such a good one, but Wavy is that girl. Wavy was that girl from SZA. I used to be so sick that she wouldn't actually take that to like a longer song. Like she didn't do a remix for it. But also there's another one too by SZA that I don't understand. Is it available on Apple Music? She did a she did a live performance to Go Gina in the forest. I'll never forget it. And it's my favorite performance she's ever done. And she's like just there with some guy in a guitar. And she did Go Gina. And it's so beautiful. Is that available like just to download? I don't have to watch that video. I gotta look that up today. Oh, so good. This song is so good. It's like I think that is my favorite song from SZA is Go Gina. Oh, sorry. I'm going over the lyrics in my head. Anywho, back to Kaytranada. Y'all, if you haven't heard this man's music, please get into it. Like, I cannot steer you wrong. This is definitely up my alley of things I listen to on the daily basis as far as the vibe and what it's giving. If I go into a bar or a club and Kaytranada is playing, I'm in a very, very, very happy place because it's like, okay, y'all know the vibe. Y'all know the vibe. Y'all know it. Okay. So listen to Timeless. For me, his album is A+. I am going to be a little biased here because I'm a big fan of his work, but I listened to pretty much every single song. Those were the ones that I highlighted, but I actually downloaded the entire album. So I didn't download Brat and I did not download Dopamine. I listened to via streaming and got my songs, but for Kaytranada's Timeless, I definitely had to download that one and give it its dues because it was like, okay, this is going to be from front to back play energy, and it's definitely that. So I for sure would recommend this one for Timeless A+. Listen, I told you it was going to be a short episode today. Like for hot topics, I don't know if my brain flaked out on things. There was more stuff that was happening in politics, and I'm choosing to no longer have conversations in reference for that. I was attacked recently on this channel just for saying one thing, and I'm not going to go back into that sort of atmosphere and space. And of course, a lot of my channel's been taking a hit lately. So like I very much wanted to make sure that we keep it on pop culture, hot topics, Drag Race, of course. I'm incorporating House on Fire. Like we're going to be doing some more stuff. And then I'm going to be visiting restaurants and doing some more foodie videos. And somebody even mentioned like a mukbang, but I'm going to sort of like do some like test try stuff and like compare certain videos and things like that. And, you know, add more into the channel and just really try to make it flourish. I will unfortunately be no longer doing the gaming videos anymore. That I found was hurting my channel more than helping. And it was turning people away because they were like, okay, so what are we going to talk about? I'm not interested in this. And so what I plan to do with the gaming portion of the channel is I'm going to move it to Twitch like I've been saying I was going to do. I double checked to make sure my account was still up and I still had my name and stuff like that. So I do. I just need to link everything together. And when I decide to really get a schedule for the gaming going here, that is when it's going to be those days on Twitch. I'll get monetized over there if I get the amount of views. If not, that way I can still do that. People can still enjoy it that like to watch me game, that I'm sure also have Twitch accounts. And then it will be some sort of other, you know, like they say, you need to get this and that. Well, it would be another source of revenue. So, but also it would probably be a lot better to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So, I already have the Twitch channel. You can look up Maddie Rant and find my name on there and you'll see my like logo and shit. I just need to get the stuff like that. But yeah, I've already built a core audience within this market, like I was talking to with my friend. So it's a little difficult to like merge multiple things together that aren't super related, like gaming. So with like food and commentary about brunch, drag brunch, drag race brunch, that all pulls together. So food videos like that would make a lot of sense, especially if they're shorts and related to that. And then also covering some other things as well. So, oh, speaking of which, I've already recorded episode 2 for House on Fire for Patreon. I did that today. I have not had not one break today, kids. So that video will be posted immediately once I end this live today. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Excuse me. The burp was coming. Oh my gosh. Is it bad that it's so hot outside that I was like, yeah, I'm not going out anymore and I will order food today if I have to? Someone else can go run and get it because my car does not like the 97-degree weather outside. It also feels like it's 110. I forgot to get this at the store today. I love the smell. It's so good. No, baby, I like literally did the All Stars 9 video this morning, and then I did the House on Fire right after that. Then I was like, okay, I need to make sure I listen to all these albums. It was a lot. And then I was about to incorporate the Billie Eilish one, but I was like, no, I don't think I want to listen to that right now. Then I was trying to catch up on the GOAT. So much going on. I hope Devon wins. I need Devon to win that. If Devon doesn't win the GOAT, then it's really not going to be that interesting of a show anymore because she's basically been playing everybody. I hated going to Texas during the summer. 100-degree weather is not it. It's just not even that it's 100 degrees. It's also extremely humid outside. Like it's like it's so hot. We're getting power surges again because of the energy consumption. Because Texas is on its own power grid for some dumb reason. Okay, very much to avoid taxes with the country, whatever. I forget how this goes, but it's all some bullshit, right? So because of that, our power grid sometimes has little moments when people use a lot of it. And so we've been getting outages lately, and it's been happening towards the evening time. And it's been getting y'all don't know. Like yesterday, my power went out like 7 times last night, like for no reason, in the middle of me doing shit. Cats always freak out when it happens too, because they can hear that, like that full everything shut down. This is for one of the litter box areas, the little smell good stuff. Because my cats be pooping. Them damn babies. Ooh. They smell like Fabuloso. Oh. Yeah, the humidity is disgusting. And that's my least favorite part. That's why I do all my errands in the morning. If I have to leave after this, like I'm carrying a hand towel in the car. My AC is fucking up. I gotta go get the AC fixed now. I think it just needs some coolant in there or whatever they put in there for the AC, but I need it in there now because it's like blowing mid cool air. And I'm just like, girl, it's getting on my last nerves. This smells wonderful, actually. Ooh. Oh God. Listen, I wish I had more to talk about today, but in reality, I've already had a lot because now that I'm doing House on Fire and I'm catching back up with that, Maddie's back on okay, we have shit to talk about and we're doing some things. But doing it. Are you excited for Megan? I'm excited that Megan, I'm not going to see her, but I'm excited for Megan. Oh, when is her new album dropping? Is it next week? If it's not, then I'll be excited whenever it's dropping. Because of course I'll listen to that and we'll cover Megan's album. That I'm sure will be interesting. Oh my gosh. Twitter hiding likes. Okay. This we can talk about. So, yes, Twitter hides likes, but I mean, you can still see who liked what you posted. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, okay, that's fine. So I'm okay with that. But it's not like you can like someone's shit and then they not know you did. No. Okay. So here's me. So one of my issues on Twitter or on X is there are people who I think are attractive who I would want to like their pictures and photos and stuff like that. But because people have acted really weird with me in the past and I have some sort of like trauma from being catfished online, having someone catfish as me online and people being very nasty to me, I'm very guarded about me liking anything. So, like, most of the time, I won't like it, and I have to just look and be like, oh, that's a great photo. I can't like this because someone's going to take this out of context or probably be like, ooh, look who liked your shit. Because I've had people do that before. So, it's really annoying. And I hate that I'm overthinking it that way, but I hate that I also have people who really flipping hate me this much that they think about me like that. It's madness. I'm like, what? Like, oh my God. Well, yeah, Jamar is on Tinder because he's a normal person with a regular life and he's looking for love, just like I'm looking for love. And we want to have those separated from what we do on social media, but it can be really tough. So for me, with the whole no one can see who you liked, it's kind of great. That's fine. But it's also not so much because now you just gave a pass for people who are going to like stuff online that is extremely inappropriate. And now they can do it without possibly being, called out for it, which again, they're like, well, that should be their privacy. But if they're being an active asshole online and we can trace it to some real like fucked up illegal stuff now, what are we talking about here? So it's just really interesting how that was implemented. And it's like, well, there's good and bad takeaways from it. For me, I can like the person's stuff now without someone going to my likes and being like, ooh, Maddie likes him. And da, da, da. But I'm also like, well, the person can still see me liking it. And it makes me feel weird. I don't know. There was this one guy on Twitter I like crushed on for a second and I had to like catch myself because I realized that every time I even commented on anything, he never responded. And I saw him responding to certain people and I was like, oh, okay. He's like, who is this motherfucker? So I like backed up. I had to unfollow him. I had to unfollow. Somebody recently on an app like said something to me and it gagged me a little bit. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then someone told me I shouldn't take it as a big deal. But I'm like, I don't know. I just feel awkward. It takes the privacy out of some situations for me. And I get like really nervous because they're like, oh, look at this. And I'm like, but that's another thing that I don't understand is how these rules are being implemented and things are being hidden now. And you have even websites like P Hub that I can't talk about in the full name. They block that in certain states. And it's kind of like, I don't know. Something's really weird is happening right now. Oh, don't get me started, Saucy, on that one lady who rage baited everybody, lost her job, and now she's being held up on a pedestal. And it's so funny to see Black men then appreciating her, even though she calls them out of their name by a racist slur and talks negatively about Black women. And it's really weird. And then they've also brought into the question about Shannon Sharp and Stephen Trash Panda Smith over Caitlin Clark and this whole WNBA things that have been happening. There's been a lot with like hot topics in reference for this. Like every morning when I wake up and I go to Twitter, it is some huge debate. It is some, well, this motherfucker said this today, and oh, Black people can be racist and da 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 da. And I'm just like, yo, this is fucking crazy. I'm over here like, I haven't heard anybody talk about the WNBA in so long. And it turned into a moment where, just like when one particular artist, never mind, when he got famous, they put him on a pedestal. And it's like, is this even about the art anymore? Is it about them, or is it about the art? Because like, we're missing the point about attendance. We're missing the point about all these other things. It's really weird. But I specifically don't watch, not specifically. It's just a bunch of people. It's really weird to watch folks that never had an interest in the sport now start to speak on it, and they're doing it so passionately because of one thing, and then they want to make it another thing because, like, the whole, why are they mistreating her and bullying her on the court? I'm like, it's basketball. Have we not watched basketball? Like, baby, we're looking at the NBA. They be doing the most, like, for real. And they get fined and penalized for that when you foul somebody or when you check them, and it's definitely a physical foul, all that kind of shit. It's almost as if they've never played a sport in their life. And I'm not condoning it. I'm just telling you, as somebody who played not only football, basketball, did soccer, ran track. I was a swimmer. My dad put me in every damn sport you can think of because he was trying to turn this into what it was. But, you know, again, there are going to be some aggressive ass people that play. I just don't understand it. And there's going to be some assholes that are a part of that equation too. But we're treating her like this princess bit. It's kind of weird. And it's weird to see people do it in exactly why. I'm trying to word this correctly because I know some people are going to get mad at me even talking about this. But like, yeah, very that. I stopped watching tennis, to be honest with you. I was a part of the Williams era with Venus and Serena. And I was also a big fan of Gael Monfils watching him play. It's not as interesting as it used to be. I also wasn't a fan of like certain calls that were happening in particular countries to particular people, and it felt very pointed. And I don't know, even some like press conferences too, where you can know, like, when people get asked questions and you see who gets the harder ones and who doesn't. It turned me off from the sport a little bit. So I don't know. I haven't been back to tennis in a while. I love playing tennis. I can play tennis now. I just found someone local out here I can cut up, but I'm happy for her and her man, but I'll be real with you. Lately, any kind of photo, any kind of mama went outside and looked a certain kind of way, it'd be looking a goddamn fool. Maddie, would you ever do voice acting work? Yes, I would love to do voice acting work. That's always been one of my dreams, is to do voice acting before my voice goes out. And take it to the extent of a lower tone for a gentleman of many years that's been passed through these times. Or possibly take it to a woman out there in Brooklyn who has other people that need to come home. I'm tired of it. I cook this food, they never come out, and do all these other things. And, you know, get voices together. I've always wanted to do that. Hey, Neej, how you doing, baby? You going to DragCon this year? Oh, speaking of which, as an announcement, I will be at DragCon this year. 19th through the 20th. If you're going to be in LA for DragCon, yes, I will be in the building. Would love to see ya. I'll be in LA for a while. I'll be there for almost a week. So if you're in LA, just let me know what's up. I'm hoping to have a good time. I would like to have a good time. I'm single, so if I had a spoon, I'd be even happier. Like, other than that, you know, it's very that. Oh, Dr. Girlfriend. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We got to do it. Hold on. We got to do it. We got to do it right. Monarch, what is with this plan? You always seem to think you'd have these things together, but I just want us to spend some time. But that's also, that's almost the same voice as Bev, Big Head, Ed. Like, it gets to that level of going there. Oh, you're going to go? Okay, work. Yay. I'll see you there then, babes. I will tell her she said hi. I'm a self-taught animator. I will keep you in mind. I'm working on getting funding. Let me know. You got it. You got a voice right here. It is interesting because I had someone, I'm not trying to jinx this for me, but I had someone mention acting to me today and was like, would you? And I'm like, yeah. So I don't know. I may add that to my list of things that I can. Well, I mean, I can act. I mean, sweetie, I have acted before. That's all. Like, she's been a part of some plays now, not anything big production. Very off high school, middle school productions. But Maddie's always wanted to do these things, and Maddie knows what to do. Like I say, when the red light is on, I am the performer. That's how I roll, bitch. I don't play no games. We have to operate. We have to maneuver. And we have to move. There's a crowd of people in front of us. I threw up backstage. I let it all go backstage. When we up here, boom. What's up? Time to perform. It's a show. Everybody's gonna be clapping. Everyone's gonna be happy at the end of this day. That's how I perform. The idea is to make everyone happy in the room, unless you just some hater. I would love to. It would be interesting. Maybe hear from any of different roles. I always imagine like myself doing this role of like, never mind, I'm not gonna talk. Let me stop talking because someone will take my idea. Never mind. I have so many different ideas of like where I have seen myself or where I'm going. So Maddie, your face has leaned out so much, I feel. You look so good. Thank you. So yes, the total weight loss right now is 33 pounds. I was 206 last September of 2023, and I'm at 173 now. And it has been from changing my diet tremendously and from working out. I'm trying to get my muscle built currently, so I'm still feeling a little slim on the chest and the arm area, but I am trying to get some more muscle in here so I can feel the way I want to feel about my body. People have been talking about it. Like I had somebody who I like can look at and be like, they are definitely physically fit. Tell me, Matt, you're looking really good right now. I see the change. And it made me feel very good to hear that because I did not like my body last year at all. During the drag performance at all. Hated it. And I do have a bit of body dysmorphia when it comes to how I view myself because I was raised in a house of athletes and most of my brothers are built like bodybuilders. So like for me, and they literally men's health and fitness, like me being put into sports, like everyone's taking their shirts off and comparing themselves. Like I had a very hard time feeling like attractive, regardless of what people would say. So it's taken me a little second to get to even where I'm at now and feeling good about myself. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to, not lose, I don't know. I'm trying not to get overly consumed in this feeling of I need to look a certain kind of way is where I'm at, but I just want to work out and feel good about myself. The butt ain't going nowhere. That's genetics. I mean, that can't go anywhere. That is literally genetics. But I have been doing some more butt lifting workouts lately because I got a little lazy. I did. What should I eat tonight? Because I was going to make some chicken, but I made chicken like the other day. And I need a break. I need something different. I make a really good teriyaki glazed chicken, y'all. It is so good. I'm proud of myself every time I make it too. But like right now, I need something else. I was told I need to eat more and I was told to get back into the bread era of things that's going to help me because the whole meat and veggies and water bit I did. They were like, okay, that was great. But they're like, you need to start implementing more vitamins and stuff into your body. So I'm like, okay, let's get that together. But yeah, the meat and veggies bit was the best way for me to lose the weight that I needed because I was really heavy into bread and pasta and rice. And as someone who almost had like pre-diabetes, like that is a big no-no and to stay away from that stuff. So now that more of my, blood levels have regulated and I'm at a good level right now to where I'm not close and I'm good, but I'm also like getting my vitamin D back into my system because I had a very low amount of vitamin D at one point in time from being in the house so much. And I've put myself outside more often. It's coming together. I got bruises on my arm that are literally over nothing that are healing a lot better now that my vitamin D levels are coming up. And it's just, I'm starting to see changes. So yeah, I get it if you're self-conscious about your body. Totally understand. Believe it or not, even people who go to the gym who look like super swole and cut also probably have like viewing issues of how they look themselves. So like, don't ever think it's just you. Trust me, it's a lot of us. And be kind to yourself, because I can be really nasty to me when it comes to how my body is. And I'm learning to be a lot kinder to it. So trust. And I feel that's also improved how I physically feel and act around, I guess, this, because I've been taking off my shirt more lately and not been embarrassed to and walking around like, okay. And now I'm just like, I just need another tan again. Because I've missed Miami so much. I miss Miami so much. I want to go back. It's so expensive. But Miami. If I had more time out there, let me tell you something right now. Because Penny was very single out there. And I'm thinking, we were there, what, 4 days, 4 5 days? Oh, give me 2 weeks. Just let me have 2 weeks, please. I'll establish a bond. Yeah, when I went to the nude beach, at first I felt like nobody was given any time or whatever, but then I realized that I was a part of the conversation and people were just intimidated to speak. I was like, oh my God. Like legit. I got like a message on an app later. I saw you at the beach. I just want to talk to you, but I know I was so nervous. Why were you nervous? Because you give. And I'm like, no, I do not. But then my friends told me that sometimes that can happen when I'm trying to like not be goofy. I can give like, so I have to check myself sometimes because that's not my character. But I also like to keep a guard up because I don't want no crazo coming over there trying to holla. And then they get mad when I don't want to give the number. And that's happened before. Uppity, light, yep, all of that, all of it. I'm like, I'll receive because I'm not giving you my number. You clearly got issues. Like, I don't want to, like, you can't roll up and then argue with me and then want to get the number. That is weird. I hate people who do that. It's so weird. That's not it. Yes, the unfriendly black hottie face I have down to a pat, soulful dog. I don't mean to, but it's kind of my defense mechanism when I'm walking through places. Because, like, don't look at me as soft. You might think it's soft over here, sweetie. I will rack you up. I'm here for a good time, and so should you. All right? I'm here for the key. I'm not here for your fights. I'm not here for no drama. Ooh, we wore the same shirt. I'll go to my trunk and get the other one because I carry extra clothes in the car because of those situations. Because we won't be wearing the same clothes. I'm excited for the House on Fire video I'm going to do on Sunday. It's going to be episode 2 and 3 together, and it won't be more than 15 minutes, which I know is going to gag some folks, but I have a new way of filming that I'm going to try out with some. I'm not going to give too much away, but you'll see what I'm talking about with how I do my style. I'm trying to get my point across quicker. But yeah. What do you think of Victoria Monet's new video? I think it's great. And that was the thing I was missing today. I was talking about Victoria Monet. Fuck, that's what it was. To be House of D, that is my favorite song off of Jaguar, period. Dun dun is is that on my top 25 songs on iTunes right now? Because before we even got the video, I played that mother over and over and over and over and over and over again. It could easily be put into Kaytranada's Timeless album. If they just wanted to be like that same kind of vibe, be like, ooh, put it right in there. The video's everything. I love that she took some stuff from her tour and she incorporated into the video. I love the Michael Jackson, what was that, Smooth Criminal Thriller reference. I thought that was fire. Like, the hand performance at the end, tonight. I was like, giving soft and feminine, soft and feminine, soft and feminine. It was, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. It was cute. It was very, very, very cute. I like Victoria. I hope she has a career that is more than just this Jaguar moment. I hope it extends further into the repertoire of artists, not a repertoire, but more so the, we scratch that and just reword it together. I think it's time that there are certain artists that can be put into the position of we can stand now and they can be pushed into #1 album status. We go to their concerts. The girls are the girls. Mind you, I'm a big Beyonce fan. I can even tell you now where Beyonce is in her career is on that level. Like, you know where Madonna is? So Beyonce is in that next chapter going forward towards another level of, like, soon we'll be getting those legacy tour situations, and soon we'll be getting those random, oh, why are we getting this album? Because I wanted to, and all that kind of jazz, right? There are girls like Victoria Monet who I'm like, this feels like the new wave I was looking for. This feels like the girls who are about to pop in here and settle in. And we can just be like, ooh, wait for that new album to come out. And ooh, let's do all that kind of stuff. Saucy, I saw the video that Leomi was talking about with no femme queens being during the Renaissance tour, and I received what she says, and that is a opinion from someone who I respect and understand where they're coming from, and I can't relate to because I am not a femme queen, you know what I'm saying? But I also understand where she's coming from, especially with the ballroom scene and how that should have been something. I just was like, okay, that's where I was with the interview. It was like, okay, this is a conversation on the podcast. That's where they're coming from. You know, maybe in the future, or if something is being done later, that can be implemented. But I can understand the frustration. Jason, thank you for the super chat. Saw The Watcher since you said it was terrible, and it's bad, but not the worst movie ever. The acting was terrible. No, the worst movie ever stars Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. It was a very bad movie. Out of the Shyamalan universe, including his daughter's only picture so far that has come out, it's not the worst. Villagers was much, much, much worse because that one wastes your time. This one was just, everything was just so many different plot holes, so many moments where we could have actually stopped the movie and gone, okay, let's discuss how that didn't make any sense. And let's discuss what could have been implemented in the scene to make way more sense. Because what she wanted to do was tell you the story, but she had to put it in an hour and 42-minute movie where it's based off of a book that needed character development. So you didn't want to do the character development and instead, piece by piece, tried to give us a story about mythological creatures. Cool. You wait, Saucy. You don't go see it in the movie theater. Don't waste your money, baby. You go see it in streaming. Actually, let Jason answer that question in the chat too. You let it go in there. Jason, that's the part I was laughing at. Thank you. Remember when I said in my review, I was like, there is one part where I just cackled fiercely. That was one of them. Oh, all I could do was laugh. Because it was just and it was the way it happened too. The power of friendship, the power of empathy. Like Dakota Fanning was low-key Sailor Moon at the end of the movie. I was over it. Over it. Uber. Didn't see one kill. All the kills were boo. It was like, oh girl. Like, yeah, it was a bad movie. Yeah. It was a bad movie. It wasn't the worst movie ever, but it was a bad movie. It was very long and stupid. And okay, Jason, let me bring up this part of The Watchers. Isn't it funny how they give you no explanation of her having a twin sister and the reason why she wants to change herself, right? There's like really none for like a whole lot of the movie, right? And then you realize what the creatures are. And then you think about the whole, let it tie into her putting on a brunette wig that doesn't look like it's her hair. Girl. Oh, even better. They get this flashback scene of a car crash, right? And she's supposed to be like this bratty girl and blah, 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 blah. The mother rolls up the window and her fingers get caught in the window. There's a car crash. Literally gets hit by an 18-wheeler from the front. The other daughter is ejected from the car, fucks her face up. You're telling me the little bitch with her fingers in the window didn't cut her fingers off, was perfectly fine, not a scratch on her. The gaggiest thing. I'm sorry. The movie was stupid. It might be the worst, Jason. Take it back. Now that I'm thinking about it, that made not a lick of sense. Ow, mommy, my fingers hurt. Bam. She gets out the car, chilling. Not a dirt stain on her, nothing wrong. The dress is fine. Her sister's face is all fucked up. Mommy's like literally laying there on the middle of the street, just Peter Griffin style. Like, come on now. I was like, yo, I can't. This movie, I cannot. Terrible. Oh my God. Okay. Wait, I gotta talk about another stupid part. Just so stupid. Okay. Imagine you are driving in the middle of the woods in a completely different country that you've never been in before in your life. You've only been living there for less than a year. You're trying to get away from the world. So you go to Ireland because you're like really cool like that and you've got enough money in whatever trust fund that's available, or possibly banged your way to the top, whatever road trip you had to do, right? Imagine you get in the woods and everything stops working. This is very much that game we played on the PlayStation tees, right? Everything goes out. The map, all that kind of shit. Your first instinct is to get out the car and say, hello, hello, hello. You see a sign. You go, oh, a house must be nearby. You grab a bird cage with a parrot that you're asked to take with you, right? You leave your phone. So you got your bag and you got the bird, but you left your phone in the car, to be correct. I also want to call out some inconsistencies with this damn movie, because you're telling me by magic her car disappeared in the daytime, yet the watchers can't come out until it's night. So how does that make sense that her car is now gone and we can't see the vehicle anymore, and they took the car? Because you find out all people's shit ends up underground. That made not a lick of sense. It was the daytime. It was the night. It was dead ass, sometime in the afternoon. So she and also walked 50 feet from her vehicle to then turn around and see the car is gone. So a quick pull. No explanation of that. They say they do tricks in the woods here and there. So is it now an optic illusion? Is it still there? No explanation given for that. No kind of we're coming back to the car situation. None of it. None. Never went back. Never got her phone back either. Hold on. Back to the scene where we find out that she does things differently than other people. When she changes her hair and puts on a wig that doesn't fit, goes and looks like possibly the last cell in somebody's body, to then pick up a man at a bar who then realizes she's an American because she's dressed like a slut, low key. We don't see a sex scene or anything. It's her at the bar trying to holler at this guy after we watch a scene of her putting on a wig for no reason, not giving no example, to then be followed by her getting in the car with the bird that she was just asked the following day to take to a zoo in the middle of nowhere. It tells the bird, but then looks at us in the camera. Oh God, what a bad director you are. Don't judge me. And she's looking at us, but it's the bird she's talking to, but the camera angle has the mirror with her eyes on us as the audience. We are supposed to be the ones that are judging her for sleeping with this guy, but the bird is through the we're the bird. Like, me and my date were dead ass sitting in there just cackling. Like, we were just laughing. I was like, what elementary school motherfucking shit is this? What PBS movie at 4 a.m. in the morning is this? What child's project is this? What is this? Oh, so bad. No explanation on how we got chalk. No explanation on how we got certain supplies. Also, there's a bunker underneath it the entire time, and not one person thought to move anything, even though the furniture was moved at one point in time. But the rug was never moved. You never felt anything right there. Y'all were in that place for how many months? That make not a lick of sense. None of it. Then you had this one lady who has so happened to have just been there. And it's like, well, she's been here since this, that, and the other. And no one's asking questions. No. Mm-mm. There's also the scene where this one dude saves another guy who he had never had a relationship with before. There was never some sort of like, we have a bond or a trust, or I have to make sure that's my brother, all that kind of stuff. Like, really, let's talk about that scene, Jason, where this 22-year-old dude who fell in love with this woman who was married to a man, they both came to that bunker, right? Who was actually kind of happy the husband went missing so he can get closer to her, which until, if you remember, there was a whole scene of them dancing and being like, I have nowhere to go. And she being like, you can come with me and you can come live with, yes, let's really talk about this. Who was very happy that her husband passed, okay? To then see said husband that he knew after a whole night episode of, oh my God, that's my husband. You know, they change into things. You know, they do this, that, and the other. Look, it's not your husband. It can't be him because he's been gone for how many weeks? To then when they finally literally, like, y'all have to hear me out with this. They literally have the way out. Sees the dude and he thinks, I'm going to go run after him and bring him on the boat, when they already know it's not him and he was there when that happened. It's not like he wasn't there when it happened. He was the one that was telling old girl, it's not your husband. Now you all of a sudden think it's him. And they turn him into one of him. What? So, yes, it was the worst movie of the year. Maybe not the worst movie to ever exist of the year so far for me. That was cringeworthy. That was an embarrassing beginning, an embarrassing opening. That Shyamalan should be embarrassed as a family to have released such a shitty piece of work. And that is where I stand with it. And I do wholeheartedly feel like the next movie, Trap or whatever, is going to be just as bastastical of a horror fucking shit show of a bad movie. Okay? Y'all are terrible. You are not good. The last great film that you made was Split. That's it. That's it, Shamalumanam. That's it. Split was the last one. And then it was few and far in between when that had happened. You were on to something with Unbreakable. You had Split. That last one, the last one, what was it called again? The end of the trilogy. Oh, that was awful. God, that was awful. Like the second one was so, like, Split was so good. Unbreakable was good. Then the last one, that was so bad. When he was like, the dark one came out, and then you see James McAvoy like literally bounding through the street like, girl, boo. That shit was funny. Oh my God. Terrible movie. Glass? I think that may be it. Yes, I think it's Glass. Yeah, Glass was terrible. Glass was bad. Yeah, Unbreakable, Split, Glass. Yes. Yeah, Glass was bad. Anywho. Okay, y'all, let me wrap this up today. I had fun talking to you about some of the albums I think you should be listening to. Brat by Charlie XCX, Dopamine by Normani, and Timeless by Kaytranada. Score-wise, I gave Brat an A- with a B+ positive. I gave Dopamine a B, a great beginning effort for Normani. I'm kind of sad that this took so long to come out. And then Kaytranada A+. Timeless is a great body of work. It's my kind of music. It really hits the soul. Talked about Tovlo's EP2. It's pretty decent, like 2 of the 4 songs on there. And got into some other hot topics as well. And I hope you enjoyed the show today. I hope you had a good time. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you watch this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and become a part of this equation. Tomorrow, I will be back live again for RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 9. Tomorrow, Saturday. Make sure you tune into that live. Sunday's the panel. And of course, Monday with Drag Race France. I might take a pause on Monday and do that on Tuesday because I'm a little bit drained right now. I'm a little bit drained because I've, been hitting the ground running, and I had to do all that other stuff with the restaurant too. And we're doing more content, and I'm going to be editing, so I'm going to need some time to get videos together. So appreciate the support, and thank you for still hanging around with your good friend on the internet, your brother, your cousin, your friend, however you describe me or feel about me. There you go. If you want to drop a tip in my jar, PayPal.me for social rants and catch up with those Simon rants. I will see you for the next one. Yes, I'll see you for the next one.